Hey guys, Matt here at Brewery. Happy Homebrew Wednesday. So, we're going to get started with a beer here. And I got a few things, a few updates. This is the Munich Helles that I made. It's a while back now, a few months. May. So this was bottled in May. And I forgot my pumpkin can opener, or bottle opener. It's over there somewhere. So I always carry one on my keychain. A little hiss on there. Trying out a new drool cam over there. We'll see how that works with this today. So I squirreled this bottle away. I wanted to see how it would do over time. There we go. See how that looks on there. So yeah, it's a nice clear beer. You know, it's the Munich Helles, so it's got a nice deeper straw color on it. It's pretty clear. Not too much of a head on it. I guess this one doesn't have a whole lot of carbonation in it, so it's got a nice malty, sweet aroma to it. Cheers. Oh yeah, that definitely held up over time. Very, very nice. So let's talk about a few things. So first and foremost, most recent thing that's happened, I did a brew day with Wally. It was a nice collaboration. We brewed a pumpkin cream ale. If you want to check that out, there's a video that I just posted yesterday, actually, from our brew day. Had some Zoom footage. Sorry about the resolution, but Zoom only records at 640, sadly. So a lot of that video is from the Zoom coverage, but got a lot of coverage, a lot of footage to go through. The beer, you know, we decided on a cream ale style just to do something a little bit different. Not your typical pumpkin beer where it's like an amber ale or like an IPA or even like a porter or a stout. You see a lot of pumpkin going into. I personally have not ever had a pumpkin cream ale, so I thought that would be kind of neat to try that, and so did Wally. But basically, it's mostly 6-row. It's some flake corn, some carrot pills, plenty of rice hulls to make sure we didn't get a stuck sparge, and 2 of those big cans of pumpkin. The hops that I used were Waimea for bittering and lemon drop for the aroma and the flavor at the end. As far as the adjuncts go, you know, just some cinnamon, some nutmeg, some sweet orange peel went in there. The yeast I used was 1275. It's the Thames Valley Ale. My ferment chamber was being used at the moment for the margin that me and Gary did last week. So I just wanted to make sure that if the cream ale was going to ferment properly, I had a lager yeast I was going to use, but I didn't necessarily expect that we were going to brew these 2 beers back to back in a week. So I went with the Thames Valley Ale. I had some of it sitting in the fridge from a previous beer, so I went ahead and made a yeast starter and used that. So really the only difference between Wally and I on this beer, we both used 2 different hops. I think he used all Saz hops, and the yeast that he ended up using, I believe, was 3470, and it's a lager yeast, but I think he did it at like more of an ambient temperature. I think he said 65. Mine fermented out at room temperature. It started to get a little bit high, so I got a bit worried. Fortunately, the Marzen was getting close to, it was ready for a diacetyl rest, and I had it sitting at 68 in the ferment chamber for a couple of days over the weekend. So, me putting my thinking cap on, I went ahead and swapped the beers. I took the Marzen, put it in the pantry, because the cream ale was ramping up to 74. And I didn't want to ferment it that warm. I wanted it to ferment somewhere around 68 to 70, 72 maybe at the highest. So what I ended up doing was swapping them. I put the cream ale here in this ferment chamber at 70. Brought that down to the normal range so it didn't go, ferment too fast, too crazy. And I put the Marzen in the pantry, at least until this is settled, and then I'll go ahead and start cold crashing and lagering that Marzen here in a couple of days. But yeah, this turned out nice. This Munich Helles definitely a lot better when it was fresh, but it's definitely, proven to, go through the test of time here. What are we at? Almost 5 months later. So like I said, I squirreled away a couple bottles. I try to do that with most of my brews because I do want to see how they taste a few months later. It's fun to do just to see how they last over time. But yeah, that's everything on the pumpkin ale. This camera here, I don't know if it's in the shot, but there's a camera off to the side here. In fact, we've already seen enough of the jewel cam, so I'll go ahead and turn this off. It's a neat little camera. It comes in different colors. Jerry, actually, Brewmaster Jerry, found a really good deal on this. I think it was like $20 or $30. It's a 1080p HD camera. It's a real tiny thing. It's nothing to really write home about. You stick a SIM card in there and it will record a couple hours of video. The battery on it's not that great, so it's probably good for a few minutes worth of recording. But it's neat because for the cost you get what you pay for. But it's actually waterproof. It comes with like a waterproof case, so you can stick this in here, and that's kind of cool. It's actually a little bit more I expected for $30, so I'll take it. It's got a little clip in there, and it becomes waterproof. I'll probably get like a little tripod for it, so I can stick it over here. Comes with a bunch of like attachments and things for, I guess, different mounts. So like I said, it's a real basic camera. It's nothing real super fancy. But hey, we'll test it out when I'm editing. If it works, I'll go ahead and put that footage on here in the video. We'll see how it goes. The other thing I wanted to talk about is my temperature probe. I finally took it out today. So I had a problem with it starting with Gary's brew day last week. I was able to keep it consistent at 11-degree difference, so I changed the offset on the panel. When I went to start brewing with Wally, though, Sunday, started acting up again. But it was having a much larger temperature variance. It was going from like 11 degrees off to like 30 degrees off. It was just, I can't have it going crazy. So what I ended up doing is I tried to follow it along and fix the offset as we went. Fortunately, it finally evened out towards the end of, or I guess middle of the way through the mash. So I left it alone. I kept an eye. I have like a thermopen. I just kept an eye on the temperatures and made sure it was what I needed it to be. So as far as the accuracy of the mash, I didn't have any trouble. It just required a little bit more babysitting. But I went ahead and contacted Cal from Electric Brewery and got a replacement probe coming to me. I believe these are Auber. It has an Auber cap on it. It doesn't have any markings anywhere else saying who made this, but I'm assuming that they're all Auber. And it's neat. It's got like a little cap on there, so you can, cap it while it's still in the kettle when you're, washing it. It doesn't get anything wet in there. But got a good year out of it. I don't know how long these things are supposed to last. So I ordered a second one because I don't know if either of these two probes are going to go on me. So better safe than sorry and have a spare. On the horizon, I do have another collaboration being planned currently, probably for some time in October. I'm not sure exactly when, but it would have to be before we go on vacation. We're supposed to be going to Disney at the end of October. So Dennis, Pin, and I are going to brew, Dennis from Woodshed Brewing, by the way, we're going to brew a Scottish ale. We're thinking of doing like a wee heavy. So we're still knocking around some ideas. We got most of the recipe probably ironed out and figured out. But I look forward to brewing with Dennis. I enjoy doing these collaborations. I had a blast with Wally on Sunday. Check out that footage if you have a moment. I think it's about 20 minutes long. I tried to compress as much as I could into a decent sized video. I don't like to sit there and look at hour-long videos. I'm sure neither one of you guys do too. So I tried to keep it reasonable. My brew day videos, I try to keep under a half hour. That way it doesn't eat up too much of people's time. At least it gives you the gist of how the brew day went. Got some of our banter in there to keep it fun. There was so much stuff. We had such a great time. I couldn't fit it all into the video without it being really, really long. So check that out if you have a chance. And check out Wally's channel if you get a moment too. If you're not already subscribed to him, he puts out a video every week, and he's got some really cool things going on over there with currently with a barley wine. He did a collaboration with Mike Dean, and they're doing it in a they put it together in one of those barrels, those wooden barrels. So it's a really neat experience to watch that third person to see how that goes. with the barrel and everything. So look forward to seeing how that beer turns out from Mike and Wally when that barley one is done. So that's all I really have for you guys. Thanks for stopping by, and I'm just thinking if there's anything else I have going on. Um, I'm probably going to brew a couple other things here. I still got all the stuff for a cherry wheat. I'll have to squeeze that in probably too. I don't know if I'm going to do that before I go on vacation or maybe slightly after, but we're starting to get into those winter months, so I'm probably going to transition away from that. I always love having stouts, and I don't have any right now. So I would like to get a good stout going here probably before too long as well. Keep you nice and warm in the winter. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. I'll see you next week. Take care. Cheers.